Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Angela. Um, and I just wanted to talk to you guys about something tonight. If you see a ray of light there, I don't know where that's coming from. I have a lamp over there, but it's not shining directly this direction, so that's just kind of weird. And kind of weird for what I'm going to talk about because, and I felt compelled to do this video since yesterday. And it's almost midnight, and it was like someone was saying, you've got to do this video before January 1st. So it's getting late, and I'm running out of time. So I've actually talked about this a little bit on Facebook with a couple of different groups I follow. And if you hear a dog or rumbling, that's my dog in the background, or my cat. He's running around here somewhere. So the topic started because I've been having a lot of dreams of, and I know it sounds silly, zombies lately. And I got a lot of variation of different things. Oh, Nostradamus talked about zombies and predicted zombies in 2021 and all this stuff. And, or, as a manifestation of your fear from this year, of everything that's going on. And that makes sense to an extent. However, it's been a pretty good year for me. 2020 hasn't devastated my family personally, knock on wood. Yes, I've been afraid that it was going to at times. I still am. You wouldn't be in this world if you didn't or weren't afraid for other family members that you can't control where they're going or what they're doing. But it's weird because I had another dream Tuesday night of zombies, and this is probably the 5th or 6th one in a month's time. And I dreamed it was like in a zombie apocalypse. I was in this like one horse podunk town. It was almost like it was a ghost town. And I got to thinking, because I was like one of the people helping to find a cure. I wasn't necessarily afraid for myself, but I was afraid of others. I was watching other people die around me or turn. And it got me reflecting on this, and it got me thinking about, because the conversations I've been having the last 2 days about this dream, it really got me thinking yesterday and today about the dreams I had in 2019 for 2020. And at first I thought maybe they were something to do with me emotionally, because I am starting this spiritual journey that I'm going through. And now I've got pop-ups coming up. I thought they were gone. Sorry. Bear with me just a second. So 2019, I had a lot of dreams of flooding. A lot of dreams of water and flooding, and I was always looking for, and it seems like the dreams progressed, kind of like the zombie dreams I've been having progressed, to where when I first started dreaming the flooding dreams, I was in this little tiny town, and I knew this tsunami, this devastation was coming. I knew it was coming. And I was desperately trying to find a way out of the town before it hit. And it always stops before I actually get, the dream always stops actually before I get to find out if I've made it out or anything like that. But the dreams kept progressing to where at one point, the last flooding dream I had, was we were like behind this prison area, and the flooding had already happened. It was days later. The devastation had already taken place, and I was coming out of the woods leading a group of people to this prison, school, whatever. It was fenced in. It was very militant looking. And it was always something to do with, like, it was the end of days. It was the end of life as we knew it. And what got me about it was the similarities from those dreams in 2019 to the dreams starting now with the zombies. And I actually had one or two in there with vampires as well. That was like, it was a whole new world that I was seeing. It wasn't the Mother Earth that I'm seeing now. It was a different, almost as if it was a different timeline of a different world, but it was still Earth. It was like a post-apocalyptic dream, and most of them were. Now there was one of the water dreams that I had, the flooding dreams I had, where it took place in specifically like Tibet or India, somewhere in that region, and I was the only person there that spoke English. Like, there were people waiting in the street, what used to be a street that was now a raging river, looking for their clothes, looking for their loved ones, and I was the only one there that could translate for them what was happening. And I don't know any other language, so that kind of threw me off. But I really got the sense that the flooding dreams were not just about, and it kind of clicked to me yesterday when I started talking about these zombie dreams. It kind of clicked to me yesterday even more so that not only were these dreams possibly about my spiritual awakening and the flooding that's going on of emotions, of feelings, of changes that's happening, but it also got me thinking about maybe it was a warning, because I had so many dreams in the last 6 months of the year, which is when my zombie dreams have started this year. It was almost like it was warning me, hey, there's a flood coming. There's something big coming, and you need to be emotionally prepared for it. You need to be emotionally strong for others, because they're going to come to you. They're going to need that shoulder to cry on. They're going to need that emotional stability that you have been learning the last year or so. And it really got me thinking of the tarot, and all of a sudden things were clicking to me, and it was almost like I was getting downloads of information about these dreams that I had in 2019. That was a precursor to COVID. It wasn't, it was almost like, because as soon as I thought of tarot, putting tarot with it, I was like, oh, that makes sense, because water is associated with the Suit of Cups. And to me, the Suit of Cups is all about emotions. And this year has been nothing but one big emotional ball for everyone around the world. And what got me was in the dreams, in these water flooding dreams, of emotions and feelings, I was always the strong one. I was always the one that was standing away from everyone else, trying to figure out a way to correct it, to fix it, to help others, to get their situation under control. And it always, to me, felt like there was a worldwide thing happening, because each water dream, seemed to be taking place in a different geographical location. So it almost was like telling me, piecing these dreams together, making sense out of them as a whole. It almost seems like, yes, they were a precursor warning me, you need to be strong emotionally for the upcoming year, because you're going to need it, and you're going to need to be there for others. And it's a worldwide thing. And it just kept coming up to me yesterday, that all of these things coming up to me that I hadn't thought of in all of last year, when I was dreaming one after another of these flooding dreams, that maybe they weren't about a flood in reality. Maybe they were about the flood of emotions that's going to cover the world at this point. And so it really got my gears turning about these zombie dreams. And uh, it really got me thinking about these zombie dreams. And I'm like, okay, so if the flooding dreams were really about what the emotional status of the world is going to be in 2020, what are the zombies representing? And I know it doesn't sound right. It sounds ridiculous. And even now, I'm like, I don't know why I'm doing this video, because comparing zombies to, I mean, water is one thing, because we know water purifies, water cleanses. But zombies, vampires, like, and then it got me thinking of, again, combining that with tarot, that thought process with tarot. And somebody sent me the link to Nostradamus predictions from 1550, whatever year it was. And it actually talked about the first prediction he talked about for 2021 was people that were half dead, walking around as if they were a zombie. He didn't use the word zombie, but that's what he meant. And I can't find the thing now, but it blew my mind. And I'm like, he predicted this in 1550. Now, I'm not saying there's full-on zombies going to happen, but I do feel like, because of what's happened in 2020, 2021 is going to be a year of shock, or we're coming out of the shock. Like after you've had if you've ever been in a horrible car accident, your body goes into this shock mode afterward, and you're just like, what's going on? What's happening? That's what I feel 2021 is going to be. Is going to be this shock mode where we are walking around just like zombies, because in the end, to me, 2021 is going to be the birth of a new something. And I actually looked it up, what zombies mean. Let me see here if I can find it. Find it where it was. I can't find it now. But the word apocalypse struck me as well, because the water dreams I had, the zombie and vampire dreams I had, were all about the apocalypse, a new world, a new era of things to come. And I think there was something in that thing I saw in the zombie thing that was talking about the dead. And yes, we've had a lot of deaths this year. And I think that's coupled with 2021, that people are going to realize how many have actually passed from COVID, from cancer, how many people the sheer number of people that have tragically passed in the year of 2020, not just from COVID, but from other things. But I also feel there's going to be this resurgence, this reboot, birth, this renewal, this, like, we had to go experience this to go through and move forward and change our perspective, change our thought process. And there will be this shock period, I feel like, in 2021, where we are literally walking around like zombies and having no idea what to do with ourselves. Which, to me, is, if you think of it in terms of tarot, would be, and this is from my Super Lenaris Tarot, my favorite death card ever, it would be like the death card. And this is why I love this death card. There's a lady, my camera's horrible, but there's a lady standing here. There's a forest fire happening. But you see in the forefront this new leaf taking root and growing and becoming, it's the start of something new. And I always see that in the death card. I don't see the the end of something. I see it as a beginning. We can choose to start beginning to realize life is short. Life is minuscule. Um, Even if you believe in past lives and you're, oh, I'm just going to live another life over again, the one you're living counts as well. The one you're in needs to be worth something. It needs to be, it needs to matter, because we all matter. And I pulled the Tower card as well because, and this is from my Illuminati. When I started first really stepping into and learning tarot, this is the first card I stepped into and really sat with. And to me, the Tower card is usually a religious depiction. But I think in this case for 2021, they go hand in hand. There's a death of the old ways, the death of how we perceive things and how we act toward others. And there's the Tower where 2020 is definitely, and I'm sure nobody can argue that 2020 has been our Tower moment for all of us. And this is always, this one is like the fall of religion to me, because there's the Pope falling, there's a crown, the king. The Tower card is always about, again, to me, something breaking away for something new to come in. We have to, for our own sake, for our children's sake, for humanity's sake, we have to break down our old ways of thinking and our old thoughts and change how we see things and how we act toward other people. And all of a sudden, when I'm thinking this, all these, like I said, it felt like downloads coming in with all that information I just gave you. As soon as I was like, well, this is great, the word cycles came into my mind. And I always say, because I got really upset when people started trying to take down statues and take down history, because I'm one of those people that believe that our answers to our future lie in our history. They lie in the mistakes of our past. If we cover that up or take that history away or erase it, at some point there will be no one left here to remember the mistakes we made, and they will make them again. And that, to me, is the cycle that we're going through. Humanity is going through this huge, just repeating cycles of invading cities and taking them over and watching them empires fall and then rising them up again in other places, or wars, death, famine. All of that has been cycles that have repeated throughout history over and over and over again. And it got me thinking, is history repeating itself? Or are we just too stuck in our ways, too stubborn to let our Tower moment happen and change how we think, change how we feel, change our attitude, change our perspective on what we're doing? And that really spoke deeply to me today, yesterday and today. It's just, it's been nagging at me, was like somebody was saying, you've got to do this video. You've got to speak your truth. Speak what you're feeling right now, because I had all these emotions come up and feelings, and yes, there was a lot of jokes about, oh, what did you eat the night before with the zombie dreams? But I really feel now, after, especially after like going over all of the dreams I had last year for the flooding dreams and the water, and then comparing it with tarot and the cups, and it started making more sense that it's not about the zombies. It's about what they represent, and they represent us, being stuck, being stuck in this 2020 mindset going into 2021. instead of taking a step back and seeing that there's newness to be had. There's a new way, a new age, new way of doing things, a new way of thinking that needs to happen in order for us to progress. So yeah, I wanted to do that video. Now I did write down. I'm looking at my notes. I took a few notes. But what I really feel like it's another cycle we're going through. Like the moon goes in phases, the earth goes in cycles, and humanity is going through cycles again and again and again. And it's almost like, so what I've gleaned from when we pass and we go on to another place, another realm, where we continue to learn and grow. And with each new lifetime, we're learning something new and learning, adding to what we are supposed to be learning. And I feel like that is a collective, as the earth, as humanity is also going through these phases, these changes. And we have to be willing to change our mindset as well, because if we continue with the same mindset, even though history is repeating itself, or we're making history, it's not going to do any good if our mindset is still the same as before. And so we need to figure out how to break that chain of the way we think and act and feel toward each other. And yeah, that's what I have. So yeah, I was going to do this live, but my house is always too active for that. If you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, I would love to hear about them. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you want to see more, please subscribe. And don't forget to hit that notification button so you're alerted to any future videos. And you guys have a great night. And Happy New Year.